This is awesome. Can't wait to be there. Welcome once again to another episode of Gibbon Travelog. In this video, we are going to explore one of the most fascinating sites in the world, one of the greatest archaeological finds of the 20th century, and the discovery that shocked the whole world in 1974. Yes, we are talking about the discovery of the more than 7,000 life-size terracotta warriors and horses of the first emperor of unified China, Qin Shi Huang. The Terracotta Warriors Museum in Xi'an is a must-visit attraction for all travelers to China. All year round, people from China and all over the world descend to this place to tick off this item off their bucket list. In this video, we'll show you the best way to get to and experience the Terracotta Warriors Museum. Before we begin, it's important to know the significance of the Terracotta Warriors. To do so, you'll need to know about the man who was behind it all. Qin Shi Huang was the first emperor of China, ruling from 221 to 210 BC. His most significant achievements were establishing the first centralized feudal dynasty in China by defeating rival states and standardizing various aspects of life, such as language, currency, and measurements. He also initiated the construction of the Great Wall and the building of his own massive mausoleum, which included thousands of terracotta warriors whose main purpose was to protect him in the afterlife. The main tomb has yet to be opened, and evidence suggests that it remains relatively intact. However, the Chinese government ruled that there will be no attempts to open the tomb in the next 50 years. Fortunately, there's a place in Lingtong village leading to the Terracotta Warriors Museum that you can have a VR experience that brings you into the unopened mausoleum, and you would be able to see it as described by Sima Qian. When is the best time to go there? The Qin Shi Huang Mausoleum and Terracotta Warriors Museum is located at the northern foot of Lishan Hill in the east of Lingtong County, around 30 kilometers from Xi'an city. As the archaeological sites are covered, visit to the museum is not affected by the weather, so it can be visited all year round. However, due to the popularity of this attraction, it is better to avoid weekends and Chinese public holidays such as the National Day holidays in early October and the Labor Day holidays in early May. So our first tip is, if possible, visit during the winter low season from November to February, and you can have a more pleasant experience with smaller crowds. How to get a ticket? This is one place that you cannot just simply walk in and purchase the ticket on the spot. Our second tip is, you have to buy the tickets well in advance online, at least 1 to 2 months in advance during the peak season. You can buy tickets via the Terracotta Army Museum WeChat account if you're familiar with Chinese, or its official website in English. Prices are 120 RMB per adult and 60 RMB for students. Children before 16 have free admission. Our next tip to you is that you should get a guide to get the most out of your visit. It is essential that you know the history and significance of the Terracotta Warriors. Otherwise, you will just be looking at rows and rows of mannequins. There are 3 options. First, get an audio guide. The audio guide costs 40 RMB with a deposit of 200 RMB. However, the audio guide tends to be sketchy in details. Number 2, hire a guide on site. At the entrance of the museum, you could be approached by English-speaking guides, which cost around 150 RMB. Or, the third option is to book a private tour, which is our preferred option. The tour will provide a guide, arrange for the transportation, arrange for the tickets, and could even include some attractions in the day trip to Lingtong. You can sign up for the Eastern Route Tour using the Klook app, which include a tour of Huating Palace, where the story of Yang Guifei and Emperor Li Longji was set, in addition to the Terracotta Warriors Museum. Tip number 4. Wear comfortably. The place is huge and there is a lot of walking. There are 2 entrances before reaching the final entrance to the museum. If you're not up to it, don't worry. There is a chargeable golf buggy available to shuttle visitors all the way to the entrance. Discovered in 1974 by farmers digging a well, this UNESCO World Heritage Site uncovered more than 7,000 life-size terracotta soldiers, horses, chariots, and other figures from more than 2,000 years ago. From 1976 to 1978, full excavation work began by the archaeological teams, and in 1979, the museum is open to the public. The Terracotta Warriors are organized in intricate formations, reflecting the military organization of the time. Each soldier has distinct features, showcasing a high level of craftsmanship. Tip number 5. How to move around the museum. Although there is no firm order in visiting the archaeological pits, the general recommended route is to visit Pit 1, where you will witness the magnificence of thousands of terracotta warriors and horses, all facing east and ready for battle. Pit number 1 is the largest of the 3 pits, at 230 meters long and 62 meters wide. It is a large compartment dug into the earth and split by earth embankments into 11 corridors containing soldiers lined up in battle formation. In its original form, the massive pit was covered with a roof of heavy wooden beams, with 5 broad ramps on each side, allowing workers to transport the terracotta warriors into the lamp-lit tombs as they were being made. Today, the wooden roof has been removed so that the public can have a panoramic view of the thousands of clay warriors, the army formation, and experience the grandeur of it all. As we examine the figures, it is astonishing to notice that each one of them is unique, bearing different armor, hairstyles, and headdresses. You can also make out the ranks of the soldiers in their different roles in the army, from archers to infantrymen to charioteers. You can also see the site of the well that farmer Yang Zhifa and his friends were digging in March 1974, which led to the discovery of this monumental site. Then you move to Pit number 3, where you can see the command center of the army. Pit number 3 is the smallest of the 3 pits, containing 68 warriors and horses. It is believed to be the army headquarters due to the number of high-ranking officers unearthed here. This pit was discovered in June 1976. It is U-shaped, measuring around 29 meters long and 25 meters wide. While the military formation in Pit 1 faces east, the soldiers here face each other as if expecting a commander to enter from the central chamber. Then you go to Pit number 2. Pit number 2 offers a glimpse of unreconstructed figures as they emerge from the ground. It has remained mostly undisturbed since 1999, when archaeologists found the first tri-coloured figures. Look closely and you can still see pink on the soldiers' faces and patches of dark red on their armour. The pit contains around 1,300 warriors and horses. Here you can examine 5 of the soldiers up close: a kneeling archer, a standing archer, a cavalryman and his horse, a mid-ranking officer, and a general. The level of detail is extraordinary. The expressions, hairstyles, armor, and even the thread on the footwear are all unique. There is also a pit number 4 that was uncovered in 1996. Nothing was found in there, suggesting that the burial pit was left unfinished at the time the emperor died. When you have completed your visit to the Terracotta Warriors Museum, you will have to pass an area with a lot of souvenir shops and restaurants. Tip number 6 is to be aware of touting and overpriced souvenir stores. Interestingly, we are told that these souvenir stores are owned by former farmers of Lington village who received a windfall due to the evacuation of villages located within the archaeological sites. We are told not to patronize the shops here as they are likely overpriced. Our final tip to you is to visit the Xi'an History Museum to see more precious artifacts from the Qin Shi Huang mausoleum. To better appreciate the Terracotta Warriors, take a visit to the Xi'an History Museum in Xi'an City. Over the decades, the museum has collected over 370,000 precious relics which were unearthed in the province. These include valuable relics such as weapons uncovered from the Terracotta archaeological site. You can also see a well-preserved armor worn by soldiers of the Qin military. On display are also various warriors and horses and interactive video of the discovery of these figures. There are also terracotta figures of kneeling groom, a terracotta figure of a military advisor, a well-preserved chariot pulled by 4 horses. To visit the Xi'an Museum, an appointment has to be made first through the Meituan Mini program in the WeChat app.
Welcome to Xi'an History Museum. So visitors who want to come here have to fix an appointment on a WeChat app. Now if you are a foreigner, what you can do is you come by here and get the visitor service center with your passport, and they will help you fix the time and the day to come.
But I assure you that this museum is among the best in the world and well worth the trouble. Okay, I hope you like this video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give us a like, leave a comment for us, and subscribe to Gibbon Travelog. Until our next video, see you again.